Have you or are you suffering from chronic back pain and life appears to be so unbearable and you're not sure what to do about it? Come along with me and I'll share with you my experiences and what I do to overcome this issue. Let's go. Hi, Musa here from Quantum Home Improvements and Solutions. Welcome back to the channel. In mid-June 2017, I experienced a workplace injury that was going to change the rest of my life. And it was caused by carrying heavy products on my own and for long periods. So I didn't have a history of back problems and I didn't know what was going on. And I thought it was just muscular. And as it turned out, it was a herniated disc. And so I progressed through the day, struggling to walk and drive and do my work, my job. And days after, it got worse and worse. And I was self-medicating with painkillers and prednisone and heat packs. And so at the time, I was transitioning between jobs. And I didn't think I had time to go to a doctor. In hindsight, I should have. And so around the 3.5-week mark, I experienced what you call foot drop, where my left foot was paralyzed and my right foot was also experiencing some problems. And luckily I had my son Marcus with me and he drove me to our family doctor. And so Dr. Penner took this quite serious, where I didn't think it was that bad. And he sent me for a scan and it showed that I had a herniated disc. And so the following day I had a cortisone epidural, but I didn't respond to it. So the following day I had another one. And within an hour, they realized that this was worse than what they thought and sent me to Nepean Hospital where they did an MRI. And it wasn't long after that where Dr. Davidson came out and said that I need an operation. If I don't have it, this will become permanent. And so I realized at that point that this was quite serious. And so the following day, Dr. Davidson did a laminectomy where he removed the back of my bone of that particular spine, L3-4, and shaved the disc that was bulging. But I was still paralyzed for another 1.5 weeks. And at that point, he realized that this was a permanent injury. And so Cauda Equina. Cauda Equina is a Latin word which means horse's tail. And it's a bundle of nerves that come out through the foramina and they're responsible for the bowel, the bladder, the genitals and the operation of the legs. Now, so I'm going to put a link below for anyone who's interested to know more about it. There was a 6-month recovery period where most of my movement would come back and sensations. So I have a lot of burning under my feet and I have numbness under my left foot and a little bit on my right. I don't walk very easily, so the communication between my brain and my feet doesn't reach because of the damage of my lower spine. And so they gave it up to about a 2-year recovery period. And so what I have today, really most of it happened within the first 6 months. I had to learn a new way of living with pain. And pain is a very mysterious thing because once your body experiences pain, the brain continually sends signals. So you don't know if it's actually because there's an actual damage or if it's a memory of damage, but they both feel exactly the same. And you've got to keep yourself busy when you've got chronic pain of any type, and especially with back pain, because the more you think about your pain, the worse it gets. And so I've learned to keep myself busy. Now, this is one of the main reasons why I've decided to start YouTubing. I felt that I had a lot more to give in my life and not to just sit and do nothing. And I wanted to share it with others. And hopefully one day, YouTube will become an income for me, but at this point it's not. But let's hope it changes in the future. So my limitations are sitting and standing for long periods. And so if I sit and stand either, I would then experience extensive pain. And so I try not to medicate too much. I actually live on a medication called Lyrica, and I only take it at night time because it actually makes me get brain fog, and it makes me all cloudy, and I don't want to live like that. So I choose only to take it at night time. But when I go through pain that's a bit excessive, I will take some Targin, which is an opioid, not a good thing, but I'll take it just to give me the relief of that moment. To manage pain is a really important thing. You need to exercise daily, not overdoing it, but also not being lazy. So to think negative about your injury is probably the worst thing you can do. The best thing is to actually, I found, to think of others. And I'm also a praying man. And so I turn to our Lord and I offer up my pain to our Lord. So whichever way you choose, you need to have a positive frame of mind, and that'll help you through it. I found my experience at Nepean Hospital incredible. They were so good. They were attentive. They taught me a lot. They helped me through the difficult times, especially the physiotherapy department. Ryan, Isabel, and Glenn. Sorry about the Bulldogs, Glenn. They taught me to take things slowly, but to be consistent, to increase my exercises a little at a time. They taught me to be patient. But most of all, they taught me that physiotherapy is a necessity for people who are injured. I want to thank all you guys for helping me at Nepean Hospital, and also Dr. Penner. I still have chronic pain, and I had to discover a new way of living. But I realized pretty quickly that without physiotherapy, I was not going to gain back some of my life. And the biggest thing I found in physiotherapy was hydrotherapy. Hydrotherapy takes the weight off your back and allows you to move more free on the water without pain. And so you walk against the water, or you do exercises with water resistance, which stimulates the muscles and causes the muscles to grow. And also you do a lot of core exercises. So core exercises are the most important exercise you can do with any kind of spinal injury, because the core builds the muscle for the back and gives stability. And from that, everything will be able to work a little bit better. So whenever I've not been able to do hydrotherapy during lockdowns and all those kind of things, I found that I always went back to pre-operation pain. It was quite severe. So now I have discovered that hydrotherapy is now part of my life. And so I decided to buy a pool, and I bought this particular pool from eBay called Fitmax I Pool 3. And so I'm going to construct that pool and show you some of my exercises. The Fitmax I Pool 3 has now been assembled and complete, thanks to my little girls. A bit of work there. The pipes have been put in, the pump, the filter, and also the summer wave heat pump. The pool has been filled to around this level here, about 8,000 litres, and it takes the summer wave heat pump about 12 hours to heat it up to 31 degree. It is a 12.5 kilowatt system, and it takes roughly about 3 kilowatts to run it per hour. So once it reaches 31 degree, that'll drop down to 1.8 kilowatts per hour, which is even better. So it's not too bad in energy consumption. The garage has been almost fully converted into a physio room, not just for me, but for my family. We all use it. And so we've got my wife's treadmill, which we've had for a long time. It's now freed up and we have its own little place for it now. We also have her exercise bike. We have my bench press, which I don't use much these days, but my boys do. I am still hoping that I can do a bit of bench pressing with them spotting me. And also a really good friend of mine gave me a mechanical sit-up bench, and I find it difficult to use, but I think in time that's going to be good for me. So I'd like to say thank you, Angela. Also, the last thing of mechanical in this room is an adjustable angle stepper. And so a physiotherapist showed me this, and it's quite good because it actually stretches my calves and at the same time just stretches my nerve, which is a good thing. The last thing I've got to do now is take this cover off, and I'm ready to go into the pool. Wow, the water's very nice. Very, very nice. So what I do first is warm up. So then I'll just walk across the pool and I'll walk forwards and backwards roughly about 10 times. So the water resistance is quite hard, especially if you're struggling to move your legs. So you've got to put a lot of effort to walk. So now what I'll do is go sideways, both directions. And you can feel the muscles working pretty hard, but the weight's off your back, so it doesn't put any stress on your body at all. It actually feels quite nice, especially in warm water. So the next resistant exercises that I do is with these paddles. Now I've got these paddles from Aqua Exercise. This is what I used to use at the hydro pools at Nepean Hospital, and I sourced them on eBay. But as hard as you can, you push both directions. Breathing while you're doing it, engaging your core muscle. So I'll do that 20 times, and you see the water in the pool just going everywhere. You've got to do this hard to get any kind of benefit from it, but you only do it as hard as your body can handle. If you feel pain, I'm not talking about a little bit of pain, but if you feel a lot of pain after these kind of exercises, you need to bring it down a little and go a bit softer. So I built up to this exercise, and it really works for me. So now the other exercise is just, again, engaging your core muscle and pulling the flaps down one at a time. Remembering to breathe and engage your core muscle. And then I do 20 of these just by my side. So you can control how hard or how fast you want to do this. So if the pain continues more than 2 days, then you need to knock back your exercises. That is a very clear indicator. The physiotherapist will always tell you if it lasts more than 3 days, then there's an issue. So then I'll do 20 of each, and then I'll repeat it 3 times. And so that's that exercise. Now, I don't have all the equipment yet to do this effectively, but the next thing I would do, just put these away. I need a float. and the float is to push into the water and turn around. So I'm meant to do some twisting exercises. I'll just do it without at the moment and just engage my core. I don't twist very well at all, and the less you twist, the worse it gets. Your body gets used to not twisting and it actually starts to become permanent. So other exercises that I would do in the water would also be to go up and down the stairs. Okay, because the weight's off my back to a degree once I just the first step. So then, one of the last exercises I do is, how do you describe it, like bike riding. So this tyre I actually picked up from Metro Tyres, and it had a hole in it, but it was only a very small one, so I've actually patched it up, and which is quite easy to do. I just paddle my feet like I'm on a bike, and I'll do that for about 2 minutes or as long as I physically can. I do get cramps quite badly from the Cauda Equina, which I never used to get. So yeah, I just do it as long as I can. And this is a really good exercise for me because I don't get to use my legs as much as I'd like to. Okay, so after 2 minutes, a cool down exercise. So the exercise is basically just floating in the water and let your legs drop. And it just feels incredible. There's nothing to describe when you've got burning legs and painful legs, how to just let them go in water, in warm water. It just feels really, really nice. Okay, that's it, I'm done. This Fitmax I Pool 3 is great. I didn't have high expectations for this pool, considering I bought it off eBay for half price. So I paid roughly about $1,700, and that included the delivery. The heat pump I bought separately. I'll put a link in the description below for you. But this pool has given me back my independence by doing the water resistant exercises, by building my core muscles, which in turn builds my back muscle, but also helps with the atrophy of my legs. Instead of decreasing, my legs are maintaining, or in some cases increasing in muscle mass. And that helps me reduce the back pain. So without the pool, I go back to pre-operation pain, and it's quite chronic. And it's important that I do these exercises regularly and other exercises. So the last thing I need to talk about is child safety. Now, children have drowned in above ground pools, and it's really important that you consult your counsel and get advice off them before you install one. And this pool has a safety device with the ladder, and it will lock off so kids cannot climb it. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope it was relevant for you. And I'd ask if you'd please subscribe and hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next video.